Hi, this is Kirk, the bariatric carnivore. Well, is there a danger of eating a low-carb diet? And maybe there is one that I just found out about, and that is that you might become glucose resistant. That sounds scary as heck, but really, what does it mean? The biggest problem with being glucose resistant is you probably will not be able to pass a glucose tolerance test. That's not done as much as it used to. That used to be one of the ways that they would check for type 2 diabetes. Now, most of that has been replaced by an H1AC blood test, which measures the amount of sugar attached to your red blood cells. Any amount over 5.6 is generally considered pre-diabetic, and anything over 6.5 is considered a type 2 diabetic. But, some people, women in particular that are pregnant, may get a 3-hour glucose tolerance test. And when you get a glucose tolerance test, you drink a sugary syrup and wait an hour. They do a blood draw, then they do another blood draw, and then they do one every hour, 3 times. And it shows how quickly your body can get the glucose out of your bloodstream. Well, if you've been eating a low-carb diet for quite a while, it actually takes you longer to get your blood glucose down. And there are some people that have been diagnosed falsely as pre-diabetic who took the glucose tolerance test because they have a problem clearing glucose. Well, there's a reason why. When you've been eating low carb for a while, your insulin levels are down, and you're not as quick to produce it, so you're not clearing out glucose out of your bloodstream. Now, is that a problem? Well, probably not. I mean, all you have to do in order to pass a glucose tolerance test if you've been eating low carb is just eat about 150 grams of carbs about 3 days before the event. So you eat that for 150 grams 3 days, and your system will become normalized again. So that's not a problem, but it may point out why people, when they switch suddenly from eating a low-carb diet or going carnivore and they lose the weight, and then they decide that they're going to go back to eating their old diet, why they may gain weight so rapidly. They're just, in other words, you need to kind of ramp up slowly with your carb levels before you go back to eating carbs on a regular basis. That may be, that's speculation. I can't find anything directly on it. But, it kind of makes sense that it's not something you want to jump to automatically. But anyway, if you're going to take a glucose tolerance test, let the doctor know that need about 3 days to ramp up your carbs before you actually do it. Or you're going to get probably a false positive for being a type 2 diabetic when you really aren't. This is Kirk, the bariatric carnivore. I try to put out a couple of messages each week. I will talk to you again soon, but please hit the like and subscribe. Join this channel of other like-minded folks. We'll talk to you again soon.